This is Tim King, Uncivil Revolt. I'm here with Steph of City of the Week.
Hi guys.
Tell me a little bit about your background, your influences with music.
I have a ton of influences. I mean, I feel like every artist likes something different every couple months, and they kind of get, where they are in their life, they get into different things. A lot of people already know I started out with country when I was a child because it's the only station that we had in Glendive, Montana was a country station. So Shania Twain was kind of like my homegirl back in the day. And then evolved to, Linkin Park was the first rock band that I got into. Then obviously the angry middle school, like Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, Blink-182, where you're just angry at your parents all the time. Into more, more pop stuff. Right now I'm getting back into Death of a Bachelor. I think it's the 2016 record that he released. And or maybe 2015, I'm not sure. But I've really been into that lately. Also, super random. I've been into Selena Gomez's 2 new music videos. I don't know if you guys have seen them. She plays every part in that video.
One video and the song is very different and kind of.
That's what she's talking about.
I can't decide if I like it or.
I love it.
It's just different.
I love how she's every character. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Fetish, I thought was really, really cool because
I love that song.
It's a great song, and it definitely has a twist to it. I love the horror movie vibe. Where it's very clean and classic, and then she starts messing shit up in the kitchen. It's beautiful. I love it. And it's not something you really expect from just Disney pop star. It really goes deeper, so I really respect her for that.
Cool. As City of the Week as the band. What do you think are your guys' influences? And are you going for a certain sound, or are you just going for City of the Week sound?
To us. I mean, I feel a lot of bands try so hard to go for one thing, but I feel like, we started, I said, no, we're just going to see what happens. And, I had a drummer who drummed a lot of jazz and heavy metal, super random. And then I had a bass player, who liked Disturbed. And then we got a bass player who did jazz. And there's a lot of jazz undertones, which, isn't really influenced by any jazz artist in particular. It's just kind of, we like groove a little bit. Everybody has different influences, so it's really hard. Brent obviously likes Pantera, Metallica. Cody is more of the alternative. He likes Circus Survive and a bunch of obscure bands.
Yeah.
And I like pop music. As long as there's a catchy melody, that hook has to just hook me, That's what I like. 100%. It's about the hook.
And I think all those sounds kind of blend and mesh and kind of make your guys' sound.
Absolutely. We just do our thing, and and it happened to stay pretty consistent, so that's all that matters.
So your last single was Ungrateful.
Yes.
It came out a while ago. Do you guys have any new music planned, recorded, written?
Oh yeah.
What's
we have an entire album written. It's done. It's recorded. It's mixed, mastered. It's just finding the right place to put it out. So we originally planned to put it out a couple months ago, and then obviously some things behind the scenes, we kind of got the idea maybe we should go overseas, maybe we should think bigger than just throwing it out there. So we have some help, and we formed a great team. We have an amazing people that work with us who are really helping us get to the next level, and so the record will come out and it'll be bigger than what we had planned. And so it's really hard for our fans to wait. It's hard for us to wait. It really kills us. People are like, when's the album coming out? And we're like, oh my God, we don't know. It really does kill us a little bit inside every time we have to say we don't know. But I promise it's going to be worth the wait. And for a career, long term, it's going to mean everything. So just be patient. We're learning to be patient. But we were thinking of possibly putting out a single, by the new year.
Yeah.
So obviously we're always thinking of new ideas. Even though the record's done, we're still writing. We're still thinking of music videos.
Is it a full length?
The full length, yep. It's all done. We're still writing new music though, and even on the road. And we're obviously thinking of amazing videos for this full length record. And every video is going to outdo the next one, I promise you. We have crazy shit in store.
The last couple have been really great.
So thank you. So it'll be crazier and bigger and better than Ungrateful.
So this new music, is it going to be? Are you guys putting it out? Or are you going to go through a label or?
Well, we're not sure right now. So we have an amazing team behind it, and it's just kind of finding, most likely probably go for a label just because we wanted to do an independent release, but somebody great recently told me, you know, you're not going to have distribution overseas, and that's going to really hurt you long term. And we, you know, that's a goal of ours, is to get into Japan and the UK especially. And he said, you know, you need that distribution. And so we're like, darn it, you know, like, but that's okay as long as it's the right team and the right partnership. That's 100% what matters. It's not about being label or not being a label. It's about forming a partnership and forming your team. And we have an amazing team right now that, you know, we have the best team in the fucking world. So it's just kind of adding to that team to get this record out.
And I know it's very important to you, especially that you get to do your own thing.
Absolutely.
And the label needs to support that, because I know you're not gonna, you know, back down or do anything less than what you think is perfect.
And I think this is you know, this is gonna work better because we have this album. It's done. Basically, now we get to shop this album and say, here, you like it or you don't like it, you know. And so nobody's gonna take it unless they actually really love it. It's not like, oh, let's start a record and them have an idea and us have an idea. It's literally being like, here's us. Here's what we are, here's our music, here's our videos, do you like it or do you not like it? And because that's the product that's going to come out. So it just puts us in a little bit better position. So, yeah.
So you're on tour right now, the Scars Heal in Time. How long is this tour going, and then do you have other tours after that?
Yes, so this tour, I want to say, is like 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks. And then we have a couple days off in Texas, and then we start Memphis with 9 Electric, and so we're gonna be out for a month straight.
Ron Underwood.
Yes, so we'll be out for about a month straight, and we only have like a couple days off, so it's awesome. I love playing shows every night, so 9 Electric will be fun, and the Scars Heal in Time have been awesome. Their bus broke down today actually, so we had to turn around. We're super late to the show. We had to turn around and, you know, grab them. Thank God we weren't like super far ahead. Like, we stayed the night in Denver, and thank God we did. Thank God I was being a princess about it, because we were supposed to hit the road as a long drive, and I was being a total princess. I was like, I want to do laundry on my bedding. It's disgusting. And so I made us stay the night so I could do a load of laundry. And thank God I was a princess about it, because had we not stayed the night, the Scars Heal in Time would be stuck in the middle of nowhere.
You saved the day.
I did. My diva attitude saved, my selfishness saved the day for once. It's the only time it's ever happened. So, but they're with us, and they're in the van, and they left a crew member behind, so he'll be able to meet us later on in the tour. So yeah.
The City of the Week has toured a lot, all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in your humble opinion, how is the local music scene sitting? Are we okay, or should we be concerned?
In every city?
Overall.
Overall?
Because I know every city's different.
I think it's hurting. I mean, kind of. I mean, I wasn't around, obviously, in like the 70s and the 80s, but I know just from hearing and listening and, you know, people's experiences, that was a very thriving time for music. You know, bars would just be packed every single night, and live music was just such an unusual phenomenon, and people were shocked and wowed by, I mean, think of acts coming up like, you know, Marilyn Manson or any rock band was just such a, you know, shock, and it was such a big deal. And I feel like, you know, with technology these days, people just aren't impressed by much. They can go online and watch a video, and attention spans are a lot shorter, and, you know, I feel like sometimes people these days aren't quite as adventurous and aren't quite as, you know, in the moment. It's a lot of, I mean, I'm not trying to blame other people. I do the same thing too.
It's
you know,
easier to sit at home and watch it on your phone.
And be on your phones, and it's you know, people just need, sometimes I have to remind myself too, you know, it's not everybody, it's me as well, my band too. Put our phones down, let's experience something, let's go have fun, let's party, and I think a lot of it has to do with the economy too. It's not what it was, you know, back in the day. You know, once the economy crashed and money's tighter than ever, cost of living is just flying up, especially in cities, so people just don't have this local income, and the cost of shows are going up because people aren't buying music because of streaming. It's all this huge domino effect, but I don't think it's going to be dead forever. Obviously, you know, arenas are still selling out for artists. We've had some great shows. We have played some sold out shows. You know, we've been to those festivals and played those festivals with 50,000 people, so it's definitely not dead. The local level is definitely hurting though. So I don't really know what the solution to that is. Just we've started offering a little bit of incentives and fun things, and we gave away at the Rochester, Minnesota show. We gave away $50 worth of Ticketmaster concert tickets, and that was really cool. And try to make things fun and spice it up, and also oversaturation of local bands too. bands in general too is also killing it. I mean, there's shows every single night in cities too, so and it's hard to say. I don't want to be a downer, but I mean,
you know,
just trying to keep it real.
Some people say, there's a couple people that said rock and roll is dead.
Definitely not.
It is not dead.
No.
I go to a lot of shows. There's literally thousands of bands out there just waiting for their turn and just doing what they love to do. You know, it's not dead. It's just waiting its turn.
Well, I mean, the music industry is like any industry. It has its ups and downs, and you know, different eras and different, you know, waves. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't think people are going to want to sit at home forever. There's still people out there who go out. There's still people with a sense of adventure and people who like to rock. So.
You know, the internet's kind of a double-edged sword because it's really easy now to find new, interesting bands, but it's also easy to just download their music and not go see their show.
Absolutely.
You know? And that is one of the things killing it, but it's also can help it too if you just use it right. You know?
Totally.
So a few weeks ago, we lost another great performer, Chester Bennington, and I know from things you've posted that he was very important to you. Were you kind of surprised at, for some reason with his suicide, there was a lot of negative reaction to it?
I think it just comes on, you know, obviously Chris's death right before. I mean, obviously when there's one death it's sad, but then somebody else following, I think it just kind of comes as, oh, this is a lot, this is happening, why is this happening? Kind of puts people in a frenzy. I think, I mean, you can't, I think the criticism is totally unnecessary, and it's really horrible to, you know, insult a tragedy. It's already a tragedy, and it's everybody suffering, and especially the family and his band and his entire crew and his management team and his label, like everybody that works for him and everybody that loves him and the entire music industry, everybody's suffering. I think it's totally unnecessary and totally disrespectful to criticize him. I mean, he's not alive. You can't sit here and talk shit about something.
There was some pretty very negative stuff.
Oh, I saw.
Surprising.
I saw that,
you know, and it's you know, you don't know what the guy was going through.
Absolutely.
My first reaction, and I'll be honest with you, I was mad because what the heck, you know, and call somebody, talk to somebody, you know, and I know that's not always an option, but yeah, it just. This time, for some reason, there was a lot of negativity.
Yeah, I think people just don't understand. I mean, musicians, especially such a high-profile musician, they're viewed as such not human. Like he's still human. He's literally just a normal guy. His job is playing music, but he's still a normal guy. He has a family. He has kids. You know, he has a wife. He has his own personal issues. You know, he's battled addiction in the past. You know, he goes out with his band. That's his job. You know, he's going to work. And people, I mean, especially with the last single that came out, Heavy, they got so much shit for that, unnecessarily. I mean, and
that
he had to fight back.
If that was part of the.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, possibly because I mean, his fans turned their back on him and were fucking rude as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, bring back Hybrid Theory, dude. They were like, what, teenagers when they wrote that?
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same. Every band's going to evolve. You don't have to listen to them if you don't like it. But they're selling out arenas around the world. Like, I mean, it's just kind of like a Nickelback thing. Like, people can talk as much shit as they want, but they're selling out arenas around the world. You know, you don't have to like it, but you don't have to go be slamming people, especially to where they can see it. People can see that. You know, Chester has Facebook. His social media. You can see that.
At some point, his kids will see that. You know?
Exactly. It's horrible. I mean, he is, at the end of the day, like those musicians, even like people like Justin Bieber or, you know, it's high profile, they're still people. They have families. And that stuff can really, all it takes is one wrong thing to be said and that can stick with them the rest of their lives. So I feel like people don't really think about what they say, especially on social media too. You know, they can see that. I mean, I remember watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians back in the day, and I remember Kim Kardashian Googling herself and just being horrified at some of the stuff that slander. And I can't imagine living life. Life is hard enough as it is for everybody. I can't imagine Googling myself and just seeing all these negative, horrible things, wishing you were dead, and memes saying, you know, like, killing you. It's just awful. It's just awful. So, but I'm on a tangent now. Shit.
No.
So it's a horrible.
On a lighter note, what kind of music you been listening to?
Kind of like I said before, Selena Gomez is literally this entire tour of. We've been out for like a week.
So the next City of the Week album's gonna be like Selena Gomez.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I literally had a Bad Liar and Fetish on repeat. Like literally, that's all like back and forth, back and forth. That's like it. I know. Like once I get stuck on a song, like I will listen to it over and over and over and over. Also, Suffer by Get Scared has been on repeat as well. Line is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. I know that's super old, but that's that banger came up on my my automatic YouTube play, and I like the music video. And once it like gets in my brain, it's just not gonna go out. Panic at the Disco is so catchy. So old Panic at the Disco 2, along with the new stuff. I'm trying to think what else. I kind of just let my YouTube kind of play through, and whatever pops up, I'm like, oh yeah. Killers. I've listened to a lot of the Killers. Mr. Brightside because of emo night. I go to emo night all the time. I can't even talk. Emo night all the time. I flew out to LA a few months ago to go to the emo night out there, and so all those old school, Starting Line, Killers, Blink-182,
Yeah.
all the stuff that got me angry and psyched as a teenager, kind of back in rotation.
And one last question, which I've seen a couple fans ask you. No more big hair.
I know, right?
What's up with that?
Everybody evolves, everybody changes. I like new things. I'm always looking. I'm into fashion. I'm into art. I just live and breathe art. I think your appearance is kind of an extension of your soul and your artistic being, and I always want to keep it fresh. I don't want to do a fashion thing for the next 20 years. I'm sure the big hair will reappear, and I've had a couple days recently where I did have it back up, but I want to try new things, and I want people to never be able what to expect. I want them to know, what's she going to wear today? What's she going to look like today? What color lipstick is she going to have? What color hair? What's her hair going to be like? I always want people to be on their, the edge of their seat, kind of like Busher Babies. Like, they got everything. They'll do, like, the leather suits to sundresses to, schoolgirl outfits. I just love, the anticipation of going to one of their shows and be like, what are they going to wear? Like, because they're such, fashion icons for a lot of women.
I have 3 shows lined up I'm going to go to.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, I just like not knowing what they're going to wear versus when I go to a show, where other female leads, it's like, oh, I know exactly what they're going to wear. I know exactly what they're going to look like. It just kind of takes away a little bit of the mystery. So I want to change it up, and I want to be a fashion icon someday. I want people to look up to me and think, what's she going to wear today?
Well, I always remember the one time we came and saw you, and we were getting pictures, and you were using your phone. You had to literally wipe off the lens because you had hairspray on it.
Yep. Yeah. So, and I am saving money on hairspray. I haven't, it's not a bottle every couple days, so keeping a little more in my pocket.
All right. Well, this is Tim King with Uncivil Revolt. We're here with Steph with City of the Week. Talk to you later.
See ya.